Hey, what's up, guys? I'm in an interesting spot right now. I'm actually just kind of hanging out in my room before I teach my classes later this evening. So, today's video topic is no topic. Actually, I really want to just jump into something really quickly that a lot of people have been asking me about. Many people have been sending me questions in relation to this. So, look, make sure I don't got any food in my teeth. If you want to make a live lesson, then go ahead and do it. If you want to make a group, go ahead and do it. If you want to make video moments, go ahead and do it. You know, I can't answer every single little small question out there. There's just no way one man or one woman can do it. So I just want to clean that out for the record. The reason why I've been able to get like almost 16,000 followers is because when the app started, I was on it and updating my status, updating my moments as much as possible in the 12 hours, 14 hours that I'm awake. Well, I sleep about 6 to 8 hours, so my math's not too good. But you guys know what I'm saying. If you want something, you got to go out and make it happen. You can experiment. You can try new topics. You can talk about things that are of high interest to you. But don't start thinking that you're going to get this crazy following talking about the birds in the sky, or some kind of hobby topic. I mean, those are great, but you've got to understand the people that you're talking to, and it's the Chinese market, and there's a lot of different types of people in every country, but for the most part, what I've had to learn is, yes, some of my sarcasm and goofiness can help and be a benefit to and an asset of mine, but also at the same time it can be a liability because I like to joke a lot, and a lot of times some students may have not understood the joke or understood the sarcasm, and then there was a miscommunication and maybe someone felt offended, not just on teaching English online but teaching English abroad, teaching back home in America. For the most part, if I was sarcastic or jokeful or playful or something like that as a teacher, then it would be received quite differently. But over here in Asia, yeah, the kids like to have fun, but at the same time, the parents, and the administration and the culture over here is much, much different. And so these are just things that you guys got to keep into consideration and keep in mind. Now, when you want to teach English abroad, you got to have a TEFL certificate. If you got a TEFL certificate, that's going to open up the door for online work. It's going to open up the door for teaching in schools. If you have a 4-year degree, you could really go somewhere and make a lot of money, teaching English abroad. I didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. I didn't want to go live in a place like that. I didn't want to go to South Korea and live in a place like that. I wanted to live in a place where there was a great social life. There were, freedoms and activities and entertainment, and just, that's why I started out in Costa Rica, because Costa Rica was such a really fun place. I mean, back in 2009, oh my gosh, I went down there and it was just, oh gosh, just so many memories, and I am so grateful. I'm so thankful that I have this opportunity here on YouTube to share these messages and to share what's been going on in my life over the past almost decade now. And teaching has just been the greatest career choice that I could ever possibly make. Teaching has given me the opportunity every single day to make a positive impact and leave positive memories. As we start to turn our head and look back at what we've done and where we've been and the people that we got to come in contact with, you realize that the things you hold close memory wise have been things that people have created. Like leaving a last impression or a first impression on someone is huge. I remember there's some times that during my time at Indian River Community College in Fort Pierce, Florida, and my time in Orlando at University of Central Florida, there was so many times where a professor just said something for 30 seconds or said a sentence or a couple sentences, and those same lines are still with me in my mind right now as I make this video. So you never know what you can have an effect on, who and what group of people. And just that's why traveling is the coolest thing in the world, because you know um you know gosh, being able to travel, and people are always going to ask you, where are you from? So I'm from the USA, and most of the world looks towards the USA of what they're, being an American is really interesting because, everyone's going to have stories of, oh, these groups, the French are all rude and blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, the Brits are like this, or, I'm just things off the top of my head. So a lot of people are going to say stuff about travelers. And unfortunately, I've heard not quite a few, but a few stories, more than a few stories of, and experienced myself as not just Americans, but like Westerners and stuff like that. Like, you got to understand, I'm considered a foreigner or a gringo or a falang. So those are names that are given to us, Westerners, and people are going to, based upon your appearance, going to judge you and take into consideration of how you say stuff and what comes out of your mouth. So when I'm traveling, as I was trying to bring it all back, the reason why I like traveling so much, it's a great opportunity for me to show people in different countries that Americans are friendly, Americans are curious, and have respect, And also, that's why I love speaking different languages, because when I can go to a different country and, if you have a conversation with someone in their native language, or you say thank you or hello or, a few lines or something like that, and then they ask you they speak English and they ask you where you're from, and you tell them, I'm from the USA, and they're like, oh, wow, America, that's so nice. So, I can only speak for myself because I'm from the USA, and that's where I'm born and raised, and that's where my passport's from, and that's the country, that's where my bloodline comes from, So I just think traveling is a great opportunity. And I knew that traveling and teaching were things that I wanted to do back in 2009, but I was thinking, like, how could I be able to do this traveling thing and still have like the freedom to teach the way that I like generally want to, and not have, because see, the issue with me when I was in Florida was the public school system in general, it's like a hawk, they're always over you, watching what you're doing, when you take a break, when you go to the bathroom. It's just like, come on, like, you don't got to hold my hand. We don't got to hold these kids' hands. Like, they got to grow up. They got to be professionals, we got to train these kids how to operate in the real world. And nobody got that, and I would be criticized, I'd be ridiculed, I'd be pushed aside, and a lot of administration offices, because parents complaining and stuff. But you know what? The excitement in the kids' eyes and the excitement and enthusiasm that they gave me when I was in the classroom, I know I did my job well, and I showed the kids that I care. That's the most important thing, when you listen and you care. But, a lot of people can listen and care, but can you leave that lasting impression? Can you leave that lasting impression on someone? And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what a teacher's job really comes down to, is, do you have the ability to leave an impression, a positive impact on that student or students, you know, by the end of the lesson or by the end of the time that you're with them for that day. And then boom, tomorrow's a new day. So I'm just got about 3 classes, then I got a 30-minute break, 4 classes, and then I'm finished for the night. So 7 more classes, about 3.5 hours of teaching, which is pretty good. I mean, had 1 class this morning, no show, and then I taught 3 at around lunchtime. Then I went out and got my lunch, and I was thinking, I was like, well, there's lots of things that I could cover, you know, answer questions, and I did answer some questions in the beginning of this video. But again, you know, it's like I'm just out here trying to document my journey step by step, get things off my head, get things off my chest, get things out of the mouth, and people are going to relate to that. And that's why I always ask you guys, you know, let me know what questions you have. A lot of new people, a lot of new teachers just messaged me on Palfish, so it's going to take me some time to get back to y'all. And then a lot of people messaging me on my latest videos, and it's just like crazy, you know. I'm going to have like 5,000 subscribers close to by the, you know, by the end of this year. It's like that. So who knows? Maybe I'll get like 10,000 subscribers on this channel one day, or 20,000, you know. That kind of stuff can happen. So anyway, let me know if you guys got some questions. I try to cover, you know, the live lesson, live show, the moments, and creating a group. All those things are great. Just go out and do it and make your own mistakes and learn from yourself. I can't hold everybody's hand out there, you know. Gosh, I got to get that off my chest. Feels good too. So anyway, you know, when I went to the gym today, one of the guy teachers out there, he's already got 5 lessons booked on Sunday, and he just became an official teacher this week. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, and he's got a British accent. So a lot of people out there watching these videos from the UK, you know, some people think that it's only for North American accent or something like that, but it's not. So we got Australian teachers, New Zealand teachers in the official course, you know. Wow. So the way that I see my life going right now is I'm going to stay focused. I would love to go back home and see my family. I really would. But it doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards for this year, but probably next year, because I got a lot of things about to save up for. I got to go to Laos again next week. So waiting on my paycheck to come in so I can book that ticket, because every day it's going to go up a little bit more and be more and more expensive. So these are just things you guys got to be prepared for when you come out here to teach English abroad. You know, when you're doing it online, you know, you're a freelancer, so you got to handle your own business. You got to handle your own visa situations and things like that. And you got to know the rules and the laws of the places that you're going to go visit, and do the best you can, you know? So I could go on and on. I really could. I got so many things I could share with you guys out there. But I'm just going to go ahead and take a break right now. So I'm wishing you guys the best day ever. Hoping you guys have a wonderful day. Whatever you're doing, if you're just getting in, teaching, TEFL, congratulations. Welcome aboard, you know. Now you're part of the tens, hundreds of thousands of teachers out there in the couple years that have been doing stuff. And then you look at it, it's only like 10% that actually keep doing it. But now the online thing has picked up. But you got to have a good voice. You know, you got to go out there and you got to really show who you are in these lessons. So anyway, I'm going to chill out, relax my mouth, and get ready for my classes. You guys have a great day. Adios.